What does personality have to do with money? A lot. Your money personality is the reason why you have or have not been able to stick to your financial goals. Your strength is your strength. You can do that with your eyes closed. But what keeps getting you in trouble, what keeps you from achieving your goal is your weak spot, your blind spot. Knowing your personality, your money personality, helps you develop the right strategies to manage your finances more effectively. If you are an avoider, you hate thinking about money, you avoid thinking about money or anything finances, you tend to ignore your bills, you ignore your debt, the fact that your debt is creeping up, or the fact that you even have debt. You even ignore financial opportunities because you just do not want to deal with finances or anything that has to do with money. So, as an avoider, the last thing you want to do is have this huge plan, this massive to do list and to do plan for your money because it's only going to overwhelm you. This is the reason why you have not been able to hit your goals because you easily get overwhelmed by all the to dos and should do, regardless of how easy or how difficult it is. Your focus right now is one thing at a time. You want to tackle one issue at a time rather than the whole mountain. It would also help you if you have a financial advisor. Now, I'm not make your decisions. But people that are avoiders work a lot better when they have someone telling them, all right, here's the next step. And they don't have to worry about anything else, but just one thing, get this done. Or if you don't want to use a financial advisor, you can have a financial buddy and you guys can decide, all right, this month we'll focus on keeping grocery bill down. When it comes to your bills, automation is your best friend. For you are going to get all the help you can with staying an avoider, quote unquote, i.e., get your payment on auto pay, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore, and it's taken care of. You're not getting the late bill, which will give you even more anxiety. And you're also doing what you know you should do, which is getting the bill paid without too much work from your end. Savers, if you were a saver, you are everything we want to be. You're good at prioritizing saving over spending. You are good at focusing on your long-term goal. You're disciplined. You're very careful with your spending. And that's your strength. You can save with your eyes closed. Throughout this video, I'm going to say that. But here's your weak spot, because every personality has its blind spot. Saving too much. You want to be careful so you're not overdoing the saving at the expense of living. So make sure you are making room, or you are also budgeting room for you to enjoy life. Yes, it's good to save for the future, but you're alive today. You need to live for today. Free yourself to enjoy some of that money. As a saver, you tend, or you could miss out on investment opportunities because you just focus on saving, hoarding, that you don't seek out investment opportunities or ways to grow your money or ways to earn more. So as a saver, you're already great at being disciplined with your spending. You're already great at, prioritizing saving over spending. Here's where you need to focus your energy and your time. How can we bring more money in? How can I have my money work for me? And forcing yourself to enjoy your hard-earned money. Let's go over to the warriors. Warriors, we are. Why am I putting myself in this picture? Oh, this is me. You worry about money. You're constantly stressed about money. You're constantly thinking about financial stability, always worried about that. I understand, you and I, me and you, but I'm no longer with you because I am changed. As a warrior, you focus money. You're not anxious about money like the avoider. Your case is you want to make sure you're doing things right, but now you're so worried over that, and you're constantly pouring over, making sure you're doing things right with money, making sure you're doing it the right way. The problem is, honey, we are too stressed out. High blood pressure is not good. You have to be alive to enjoy this money, right? So as a warrior, your issue is not getting more information on things to do. Here's your blind spot. Here's your weak spot. You overanalyze, right? Because you really want to make sure you're doing the right thing with money. Analysis paralysis. You overanalyze so much you can't even take a decision. It leads to indecision. I know, oh gosh, I know this so well. And it doesn't help if you're married to, I think he's a realist, and we'll get to that. This is where I'm at, and this is what you should do as a warrior, is first of all, you need to practice mindfulness when it comes to your spending. With the information you have, you've done what you know to do. Leave it at that. Is it the best decision? It may not be, but your brain is only so big. So first of all, I know this is the light end, but if you're a warrior, you know right? You've gotten your information, the pros and cons. It's time to make a decision. Stop worrying about the con of the pros, right? You've gotten your pros and cons, and here you were worried about the con of the pro. Stop. Let's stop. I've moved on from here. It's just I understand you very well. As a warrior, you should also replace negative thoughts with positive. I said in my previous video, a good thing that helps us save is thinking about worst case scenario. And that's wonderful, right? But the downside to that is when you focus so much on the negative, then that can do a number and that can lead to stress. So as a warrior to thyself be true, you know this is your weak spot. You immediately go to the worrying and to the worst case scenario. You've pictured the worst case scenario. You've done your due diligence to put things in place. It's time to correct and focus on, yes, that is a possibility. But if that happens, you know what, XYZ, and keep it moving and not dwell on the negative. Here's also where it comes in handy in terms of taking risk. As a warrior, taking risk is hard because you've figured out 10 different ways you can lose money, 10 different ways it can go wrong. But you need to remind yourself your default is to worry, but risk is necessary. There's no two ways about it. You just have to force yourself to take risk, a calculated risk, right? Just think of what your alternative would be. Okay, if things should go bad, I'm okay with losing 10 grand. I'm okay with losing 20 grand. Or I'm okay with having a rough for a year. Trust me, I was here beginning of the year, so I know. So that is it for you warriors. Let's talk about realists. Realists, you are balanced. You are very practical, very goal oriented. In fact, you are probably who we want to be, not savers. You are actually who we all want to be. If you're realist, you're good at setting realistic financial goals and budgets and sticking with them. You're also good at managing your debts well, managing your debts effectively. You're the best. But you too, even as perfect as you are, my husband, you also have weak spots. You also have blind spots because listen, no one is perfect. We all have issues, right? Here's your blind spot and where you need to focus because everything else comes to you easily. You don't have any issues with budget. You don't have any issues with being realistic with your income and managing your spending. But here's where you need to focus on. You can be overconfident, not in an egotistic way, just feeling like I have my stuff down, I have my ish together. You know, I'm not overspending, I'm not getting into debt, and I'm saving, I have my retirement, I have all that. And so that confidence means you were not paying attention to new ideas, better ideas that would actually put you on the better path. Since I'm here disclosing my whole life, my husband, I think, is a realist. And so convincing him to do high yield savings account and online, what? Now, first of all, it took me a while to jump on the online high yield savings account because hello, my money online where I have no control, no can do. I was a warrior, right? But after I got convinced about it, I'm like, yes, so we're making our money. Now I'm convincing a realist of this new idea. Let's put our money online. Online bank. What? So as a realist, your weak spot is not being open to new ideas, new better ideas for you, taking advantage of the market trend, staying on top of the market trend on the financial world, what's happening in the financial world and how to pivot. You know, even though you're a realist, you may find it hard to pivot because it's something different from your initial plan or something different from what you're used to, something new. So for you, you want to avoid complacency and be ready to adjust your plan, your strategies as needed. Something else when I was prepping for this video that I saw a realist has to watch out for, but I couldn't really because I don't think that's my husband's issue as a realist, is celebrating your wins. You know, you're so level-headed and you're so cool. Oh yeah, you know, we saved up. You know, I'm just throwing out numbers here. All right, I saved up my 10,000. No big deal. You know, anyone can save up 10,000. No, stop it. It's a win. Celebrate it. I know go to Coastal, celebrate small wins. That was advice. And I'm using examples, but take this information, input it in your life, and tailor accordingly. Spenders, the name says it all. And I know it seems like everyone hates you, but it don't, because you have your strong points and your weak points like everyone else. But as spenders, we enjoy spending. We enjoy immediate gratification. I'm just saying we, just so you don't feel bad. I am not you. I'm not here. But as spenders, we love living, and we love being in the moment. YOLO means a lot, we are YOLO, right? As a spender, you struggle with budgets and sticking to budget because we're easily influenced by trends, emotional triggers. Oh, they have you down. The great thing about you is people like you make the world go round. Thanks to people like you, the economy is booming. Thanks to people like you, friends are happy to have you around because you're not so, how much is that? How much is that? You all about the bigger picture, which is, listen, we're having an experience. We're living. For spenders, it's as though your weak spot or the negative of your personality is so obvious to everyone. But I'm going to focus more on how to take care of that, which is the whole point of this video. So as a spender, a major thing is your expenses are super high. Now, what you've probably been doing is doing what everyone else tells you to do, which is track your spending and cut off all unnecessary spending and stick with your budget. But for a spender, that is very hard to do because you need to live in the moment. You love impulse purchases, right? It's just who you are. So here is what you should do. Yes, track your spending, but you're not going to just eliminate every unnecessary spending. You're going to give yourself fund money or discretionary income that you don't have to account for. You can freely spend, right? Now, because it is hard for you to stick to that amount that you set aside, what you want to do is put a rule in place for your impulse buying. And so you see it, you want it, you wait, right? You're not saying don't buy, you're saying wait. Walk around the store, think about it. I've talked about it in several videos. It's probably a good thing for you to go watch my video on how I keep from buying unnecessary things, because a lot of tips there will really help you. You also want to understand that for you, your savings rate may be at a slower pace just because who you are naturally enjoys spending. So you have to be okay with the fact that you're saving, say, I'm using an example here, 30% of your income rather than 50% like someone else is doing, or you're saving 20% rather than 30%. Because for you to stick to your plan long term, you need to have YOLO money, right? And so rather than saving 30%, I'm saving only 20% and 10% is for my YOLO, right? You're able to save 20% over, let's just say, 5 years, compared to trying to make it happen at 30% and you only stick with it for a year because you're going against your grain, right? And listen, all these money personalities, even though they are our money personality, doesn't mean we're stuck with them. Like, hey, you know what? Spender is just who you are and you're stuck with it. Like everything else, all it takes is just working on it, and you can change. Nothing is permanent. A lot of this is also here, right? So you're a spender, you love buying, but when you implement things like sleep on it, all right, I'm not saying I'm not going to buy that top, but we do not buy after 6 p.m. By tomorrow, chances are, because of the way the sun came out, you don't even like that shirt anymore, right? Implementing these things to help our weak spots and our blind spots can easily, over time, get us in the right shape, right? And you may have noticed you're probably more than one thing. Yes, I see myself as a saver. I also see myself as a warrior. Some realist. I think the warrior part trumps the realist, maybe a little bit, but it's very common that you are more than one thing because we are human, we are living things. And situations also change our personalities as well, just like it does with everything else. Your circumstance could change who you are, where you used to be a saver, now you're a warrior. What matters is now you know your weak spot and you can take care of it. I'm going to link several quizzes in the description box below. So if you're interested in taking a quiz to determine exactly who you are, you can go ahead and take those now. Two things. One, these quizzes will all have different names for the personalities. Just know they are variations. They're simply variations of what we've just discussed. So if you do take the quiz, all you have to do is read the traits under whatever name they have, a unicorn, an ostrich, or whatever, and you would easily be able to identify either one of these things we've discussed. And two, a lot of them will require your email. So know that ahead of time. I don't think that's a great thing that they require an email. I used a junk email for one of them, and I say that boldly because they made me click on having them send me other marketing stuff before they send me the result, which I thought was not fair. Now, all this, when it comes to money personality, it's all psychology of money, right? And I've done several series on psychology of spending, your spending triggers. All that affects us in different ways. And that's why there are different spending triggers, so they can hit each one of us, our money personality, accordingly. So if you have not seen that series, I'm going to go ahead and link it up here. Watch that to help you better stick to your financial goals this year. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.